This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, everyone. We're continuing in Siman Lamed Daled, Seif, Beis. You were discussing the Machloes Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam regarding the order of the Parshas and the Tefillin. Rashi reads the Gemara Menachos Kipshutai. It was asked yesterday, first of all, what is Machloes Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam based on? The Gemara Menachos says on Daf Lamed Daled and Beis, Tan Rabbanon Ketzad Sidran. What is the order? Kadesh Li V'Haya Kiviyacha Miyamin. Shema v'hoya im shamaya mismail. The Gemara asks, "Tanya ibcha amar Abaye loikasha kan miyamino shel koirei kan miyamino shel meniach." Here we're talking about from the right side of the reader. From the right side of the reader should read and encounter Kadesh on the right, followed by v'hoya kiviyacha, and then Shema and v'hoya im shamaya. And therefore, and he's reading it kisidron. He's reading it in the order that it's written in the Torah. Kadesh, v'haya ki yiviyacha, Shema, v'haya im shamaya. But it's on the left side of the reader. In other words, let's bring this up here. It's on the left side of the reader. So Kadesh is on the right side of in the vantage point of the koirei. The one who reads it, he sees Kadesh on the right side, but the wearer has actually Kadesh on the left side. Again, this is Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin. Now, this is the way Rashi reads the sugya, that the HaKoirei Koirei Kesidran. Rabbeinu Tam has one simple question. Why does the Brisa break it up? Ketzad Sidran. Kadesh li v'haya kviyacha miyamin. Shema v'hayim shamaya mismail. Shema v'hayim shemaya is not mismail. It should say Kadesh v'haya kiviyacha, Kadesh miyamin. Then everything else mismail v'haya kiviyacha, Shema v'haya im shemaya mismail. The fact that it breaks it up into two, Rabbeinu Tam says indicates that Shema is mismail. But Rashi is compelled by the language of the Brisa of the Gemara of HaKoirei Koirei Kesidran. According to the Gemara says, the one who reads it in order. According to Rabbeinu Tam, the reader, the one who sees the tefillin, is not actually encountering it in order. So that's basically what the Machloes Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam is based on. Yesterday it was also asked, how did the Machloes develop after Jews have been wearing tefillin for thousands of years? And where did this Machloes come from? How is there Machloes, how tefillin should be made? If when Moshe Rabbeinu came down from Har Sinai, he told Klal Yisrael how to make tefillin, and the next day hundreds of thousands of Jews made tefillin, and then their children also made tefillin. So how exactly do we have a Machloes? There are three basic approaches. The Eishel Avram of Buchach brings something very interesting. He brings in Siman, Taf, Sadi, Gimel, that there was an era in Jewish history where very few Jews wore tefillin. During that era, it developed a confusion as to what is the correct manner to put on tefillin, because so few Jews were wearing tefillin. By the way, the Smag talks about how he went around and he darshaned to be mechazek Jews in the wearing of tefillin, which also perhaps indicates that there was an era in history where you can look in the Smag and Mitzvah Gimel, Darashti begolius Yisrael haichiach shkalechad chayiv betfillin. Okay, but then it's hard to imagine that so few Jews wore tefillin that it became forgotten the correct manner of producing tefillin. So there are basically two schools of thought. There the Hasidim and the Halachists, we'll call it. So the Hasidim say like this. Hasidim say, and the Kloisenberger Rebbe is brought in the Hakdama of his Haskama to the Sefer Divrei Yisrael, that the Divrei Chaim held that there were always two pairs of tefillin. That even when Moshe Rabbeinu took Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim and he brought us through the Midbar, there were already Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. This is the approach of the Mekubalim, and they attach very great significance to Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. Look in Reb Sternbach, Chelek Daled, Siman Tesvav. Ben Yayadim and Achos Mem Gimel Beis also say David HaMelech wore Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. So that means there were always two pairs of tefillin. One was primary, one was secondary, and then it became forgotten which one was primary, which is also hard to imagine because Rabbeinu Tam wasn't saying his were primary and Rashi's secondary. He was saying Rashi's tefillin are puzzle. So this is a hard approach because it sounds nice, but this is not what the Rishonim are arguing on. The Rishonim are not arguing which is primary, which is secondary. Rabbeinu Tam says don't wear Rashi tefillin. Rabbeinu Tam holds Rashi tefillin are puzzle. Anyway, the other approach, this is the approach of we'll call them the halachas, as opposed to the Mekubalim, is that Klal Yisrael always wore Rashi tefillin. Comes along Rabbeinu Tam, and Rabbeinu Tam said they got it wrong. How could Rabbeinu Tam do that after many generations? The Michtam Eliyahu writes, Chelek Daled, Siman Nun Vav. Rabbeinu Tam could do that. Rabbeinu Tam has the authority, based on Koyach Tayrasai, to say that the earlier generations did not do it correctly. That's basically what we hold. By the way, I'm saying this is most Jews do not put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin. So what's the pshat? Because we hope Rabbeinu Tam changed the custom of many, many generations. But it shows the incredible godless of Rabbeinu Tam. Rabbeinu Tam, according to Ashkenazim, was gadol b'chachma uveminyan mikol rishonim. So he said, why don't we put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin? We pointed out yesterday, Rabbeinu Tam tefillin are puzzle, according to Rabbeinu Tam, because you're putting them vertically. Rabbeinu Tam holds they have to be horizontally, so it doesn't even help to put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin.
That's Rabbeinu Tam has the brisa. If it's not vertical, if it's vertical, then how's it from the right and from the left? He holds the other way, right?
Yeah.
So the Gemara that Rabbi quoted with that whole brisa, it's not miyamin and small.
According to Rabbeinu Tam?
According to Rabbeinu Tam's actual shita of how they're supposed to be lined up. It's from a different vantage point or something. Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But by the way, Rabbeinu Tam says the same thing about mezuzah. Okay. By the way, that just goes to show that Rabbeinu Tam tefillin are not because of Rabbeinu Tam. If you look in Tosfos the Menachos, Rabbeinu Chananel agrees to Rabbeinu Tam. Rabbi Haigoin agreed to Rabbeinu Tam. So it wasn't Rabbeinu Tam per se. There are many Rishonim that learned that way. Okay, so let's see Seif Beis. Seif Beis the Mechaber says, Yirei, again, we saw in Sivkat and Daled, Beis Yosef and other Achronim say that Rashi is Iker, and the Gra also says Rashi is Iker. Which is interesting, by the way, because Rashi wasn't a Paisek. Usually we don't paskin like Rashi. I mean, there's even a Machloes Achronim. If Rashi learns pshat in a sugya, is Rashi saying it la halacha? Usually we say not. Rashi's not even saying it la halacha. Rashi is being mefarish. But it's interesting here we paskin like Rashi. Yeah. Seif Beis. Yirei Shemaim Yotze Yidei Shneim. Yirei Shemaim should be Yotze Bol Shitos. V'yasa Shtei Zugos Tefillin. V'yaniach Shneim. V'yichavin b'hanachasim, have in mind when you put them on. But Oisem Sheim Aliba Dehilchas Ani Yotze Dei Chayvasi. The one that is according to the halacha Am Yotze Ma'chiyav. The Hashar Heim Kurtzois Ba'alma. And the rest are just like straps. Ki Makam Yesh Barosh L'Aniach Shnei Tefillin. There's enough room for everyone. There's enough room on the head to put on two pairs of tefillin. B'chein bezraya. Okay, let's see the Mishna Berura. V'yaniach. You should put on both of them. Sounds like both of them at the same time. V'hanoyi kein laniach beis zugas tefillin. Yaniach sharashi l'mata l'tzada. Pnim b'shal Rabbeinu Tam l'mala. The Rabbeinu Tam should be above. V'chein kasav ha'ari. Sheyachnes tchilo shel Rashi. You should first put on Rashi. Via amideim letzad hakasef. First put on Rashi and put them toward the shoulder. Va'achareihem. Meaning, here, let's see in the picture. Okay, I have the picture here. Basically, you're going to put on Rashi higher up. The Achreim shall Rabbeinu Tam. Then you put on Rabbeinu Tam. Let's hayad toward the hand. Ushneim ala kibaris. Both are going to be on the bicep. V'aniach b'roisha sharashi lamata. By the head, it's the opposite. By the head, you're putting Rashi lower down. V'shal Rabbeinu Tam yoyser lamala. Ushneim b'makam haroi l'tfilin. V'haratzuos. Okay. V'shneim b'makam haroi l'tfilin. They're both in a place that are fit for tefillin. V'haratzuos Rabbeinu Tam. The straps of Rabbeinu Tam, Machloes tachas Ritzuos the Rashi. The Ritzuos of Rabbeinu Tam will be covered under the straps of Rashi. Shelo yizgalu rak Ritzuos the Rashi. You should only see the straps of Rashi. You ktanim it on the Rashi. Ayin sefer gemas tefillin parag yud yud beis. So it sounds like you're putting on the Ritzuos of Rabbeinu Tam under the Ritzuos of Rashi. Why isn't it a hefsek? I don't know. Not sure why it's not a hefsek.
You mean the minhag?
That's very dangerous to me to put on two pairs of tefillin at the same time. Also, you're going to put on the Rashi higher up. Also very dangerous. You know, if you're putting it in the top half of your arm, according to some Rishonim, you're not even Yotzei. No,
it's still on the muscle.
No, again, there's a Machloes whether on the muscle in the upper half of the arm is a makam of hanachas tefillin.
That's true. It's not on the upper part of the arm, though. It's in the right part of the arm. So Shulchan Aruch says there's place for two.
Yeah, but that's you're gonna have to have very small tefillin. The size tefillin that we have, there is not enough room on the arm for two tefillin. And even if there is,
people who put on, people who put on two have small
that's
tefillin.
only if you're going to be lenient regarding the upper half of the arm. But there's not really enough room from where the bicep starts until the midway point of the arm for too small. You're going to have to rely on the lenient opinion that you could do it on the bicep above the upper half of the arm. What if you put on tefillin shal yad according to Rabbeinu Tam, the tefillin shal rosh kadas Rashi v'harambam, im yotzi yidei chayvasai, pasak shvus Yaakov chelak aleph siman beis the ina yotza liba de kuli yama. You're not yotza according to anyone. Avo b'shas hatchak muter l'hanicham b'shas hatchak you could put them on. Kach da b'shas hatchak yotzi meniach achas levad. Anyway, b'shas hatchak if you only have one pair you could be yotzi. Mekamakom lo yivarech. Nevertheless, do not make a bracha. Rak al oisoi shenichtava alpi minhagenu. You should only make a bracha on the one that's written according to our minhag, Kedas Rashi Rambam. So in other words, if you have one Rabbeinu Tam and one Rashi, make the bracha on the one that's written like Rashi. If you have a shal rosh of Rashi and a shal yad of Rabbeinu Tam, you first put on the shal rosh, when you're going to take it off, then you take off the shal yad first. Why should you take off the shal yad first? Sounds like because the ikar is the tefillin shal rosh, because the tefillin shal rosh that you have was written according to Shitas Rashi. Shnehem yachad al hayad. Both of them together on the hand. Vivarech, you make a bracha. V'yahad came b'vasachas. You're going to tie them simultaneously. V'uadin b'shal rosh. And likewise with the shal rosh, k'dei shatia hanacha shteim samach laha bracha. So that the place in the both of them are near the bracha. Be'oisam, and you have in mind that with the one that I'm yotzei, with the one which is aliba dehilchasa I'm yotzei, the lo yuchal lechavin b'shteim be'es hahidik shemahadkan yachad l'shem tefillin. You can't be mechavin on both of them that you're mahadik them l'shem tefillin. Darei echad mehem einoi tefillin. V'yeshomrim oidi yesh v'zem misham bal toisev. Some say even worse. that if you have in mind both of them, there's an Isha Bal Tosef. Al Kopanim Midrabanan, at least Midrabanan. So therefore you have in mind that with the one that which is Aliba de Hilchasa, I'm being Yoitze with. Again, this does not sound like a Kabbalistic approach over here, where they both have some kind of significance. Seems like the Mechaber holds that there's an Inyan al pi halacha to have both of them because there's a halachic concern, but then there's also a halachic problem, namely Baal Tosef. So you're mechaving that you're only yoytze with the one that's aliba de hilchasa. Okay, Rabbi, we'll continue over here tomorrow. Sivkat and Ches. Have a great day, everyone.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.